Self-awareness is a core skill in creating a life, job, and relationships that you love. And so in this video, we're talking about 6 ways that you can develop your self-awareness so that you can live a life and have a career that you love. So hey, what's up family? My name is Mitch. I'm a coach helping you create a life, job, and impact that aligns with who you uniquely are, because you are awesome, my friend. Particularly when we're trying to create our lives and find a path for ourselves, self-awareness is an invaluable tool in that. And there's actually a lot of evidence to suggest that self-awareness affects your success and fulfillment and many areas of your life extremely positively. It affects your creativity, your communication, your relationships, your ability to lead. People with self-awareness apparently get paid more, and you also just have confidence and certainty in knowing who you are, and can therefore, weather life and other people's opinions of you because you know who you are and you can stand in that power. So I think we can all agree that that sounds pretty great, and we would like a little bit more of that in our lives. And so what is self-awareness quickly? Self-awareness is the ability to look at ourselves objectively and to, question what is going on, or to notice what is, and to look under the surface and step out of our day-to-day thought processes and just being ourselves, to instead looking and understanding ourselves. And in this list of 6 as well, I don't have journaling down as one of these things, but a lot of these ways in which we can develop our self-awareness will require either thought or journaling or speaking to someone, but just the ability to think about in more depth certain aspects of ourselves. And journaling for me is like a huge part of that. I think it's really critical in developing your self-awareness. So the first way that we can develop our self-awareness is to question our impulses and our motivations. So honesty is really at the core of this. It's looking at what we're doing, what we have done, or what we want to do. And so we can do this in a couple ways. We can look at our past, our present, and our future. In the future, we would look at, what is it that we want to move towards? And breaking down what it is about those that, we actually want to move towards. What is the stem of those things? Where do those originate? What is it about ourselves that wants to, get those things? And looking at our present life as well. How have I ended up in this situation? Am I happy with it? What do I actually want? And then finally looking at our past as well, more deeply understanding how things turned out the way they did, how we contributed to getting them the way that they were. The second way we can develop better self-awareness is what I call non-doing time. So for me, that looks like meditation, but I know that some people don't like meditation. So, for you, that could look like going for a walk, or having a bath, or going for a long drive or a bike ride. Really just anything where you can really tune out and you can just be with what is in the present and sort of let your subconscious mind bring what is there to the forefront. 95% of what happens up here is our subconscious mind. So, allowing time and scheduling in time to allow that subconscious mind to bubble up and to allow things to come to you is really important. And following up from that, our third point is doing time. And not doing time as in going to prison, but more taking action. And when I'm talking about this, I think the best type of action for self-awareness is compelled action, is taking action on the things that we are compelled towards. If you wanted to learn an instrument, to go and do that instrument, or to, start that business, or to do something that you are compelled towards doing it. Because in doing those things, we learn about ourselves. We learn about what it is we resonated with all of those activities, or what we didn't resonate with. But just taking action in general, I think, is an important step in gaining self-awareness, because when we go down the route of trying to learn about ourselves and introspection and, all these types of things, it's easy to get in the trap of just thinking and thinking and thinking. But so much in life cannot be thought through, and you can only really fully understand it once you've experienced it. And following up from doing and taking action is our fourth step, which is reflection. So once we've been out in the world, once we've gone and done all these things, balancing that action with reflection. What did we learn about each of those activities? How did they resonate with us? What part of that job did I hate? What part of that relationship was healthy? What part of this interaction was I actually being toxic? Reflecting on your life and actually taking the learnings from what you're doing is a really valuable step in doing. If you just spend all your time doing or all your time thinking, both of those are out of balance. But balancing compelled action with self-reflection is a really great recipe for learning more about yourself. And number 5 is a really, really effective one as well, is getting feedback from others. So there's so much that, self-reflection is great, but there's so much about ourselves that we really just can't see past the veil of our own awareness. And speaking to other people and getting their feedback on who we are or our strengths and our weaknesses and our temperament can be a really great way to learn about ourselves. And it maybe requires a little bit of, thick skin, because you have to take the feedback that you are receiving. And not everything that you hear from someone is going to be the truth as well. But if you hear the same thing from 4 different people, then, it's quite likely that that is an element of yourself that you are maybe not seeing. So it's important to take these things with a grain of salt, but to also really appreciate the feedback that you're getting and take those on board as well. That can help us learn about ourselves. And finally, my 6th, and one of my favorites actually, is psychometric testing. So again, when we're self-reflecting, we can sometimes only get so far without certain prompts. And psychometric testing and personality testing and strength-based testing, I think, can be a really interesting prompt in which we put in a bunch of details and we get this report back about ourselves. And some people really don't resonate with what they get, and some people really highly resonate with what they get. I've done some personality testing where I'm like, oh my God, this knows me better than I know myself. But even if you didn't have that reaction, just simply the act of getting something that tells us about ourselves, and then we can confirm or deny these things. There might be 10 things that you can be like, those things I really highly resonate with, that is definitely me, and I can use those to guide my actions from here in how I can best seek fulfillment, or the types of activities that I should operate with, or the type of environments I'm going to thrive in. But also the same goes for the results that we don't resonate with. When you get something back and you're like, oh, I resonate with these 10 things, but this doesn't sound like me at all. That's an opportunity to say okay, if that doesn't resonate, well then fill in the blank. What does resonate then? And so those things that you don't resonate with in those personality tests can be just as helpful and useful as the things you do. So I think personality testing can be really helpful. If you would like to hear a bit more about personality testing as well and psychometric testing, let me know if you want me to do a video on that. But those are my 6 tips for developing more self-awareness so you can create a better, happier, life, career, and relationships. So let me know if you have any questions. Go check out my previous video on self-coaching journaling. It's a really useful tool for developing your self-awareness. And I will see you in the next one.